Avian, New Jersey. Yeah, so I'm from one end number one. Cameraman, Vice President of Nigerian TV Online.com.
Because also said when you took one and yet so I get what they about what I used to Chairman, we're not sir.
Thank you, sir. Because again, it can for coming. I got me move Niru Egawani who will turn over to the Secretary General of World Igbo Congress. Only information maka board meeting in Kaime last quarter in Washington D.C. Because Secretary General over to you.
Thank you, Chairman. Minutes of the World Igbo Congress live board meeting of November 15th, 2008. The last quarter live board meeting of World Igbo Congress members of the Board of Directors was held in Washington, D.C. was hosted by One Dinamba on November 15, 2008. The chairman, Ichie Chibuzonwuchekwa, presided over the meeting, while the Secretary General, C.C. Chikezie Esquire, recorded the minutes. The other officers of the Congress present at the meeting were the Vice Chairman, Dr. Joe Nossery, the Treasurer, Dr. Peter Nwogu, the Public Relations Officer, Mr. B.O. Egzowa, the Financial Secretary, Chief Sir Francis E. Bezim, the Chief Whip, Chief George Eze, the Legal Advisor, Attorney Moses Onyejekwe, the HOD Presiding Officer, President Kenka Onoma, the HOD Recorder, Chief Larry Udoji, and the HOD Parliamentarian, Chief Ugo Onyemobi. The Assistant Secretary General, Engineer Mike Anunike, was absent. Roll call and quorum. Pursuant to Article 9, Section 9.9 of WIC's Constitution, 12 affiliates were present, and those affiliates are enumerated. I'm not going to itemize them. Call to order. An opening prayer. At 10:55 a.m., the chairman called the meeting to order and recognized Apostle George Akalonu to say the opening prayer. Presentation of kola notes and acknowledgements. The chairman recognized the president of One Dinamba, Washington, D.C., Prince Nkemka Onoma, who was accompanied by Dr. Udozo Obue and Chief Edwin Udenkwo as he presented a kola nut and a bottle of brandy to the Congress. Eze Dr. Ambrose Mbako and Dr. Ben Igwe blessed the kola nut. The first order of business. Herein, the chairman introduced the reading and adoption of the minutes of June 28, 2008 Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Board of Directors meeting and matters arising therefrom as the first order of business. Following the minutes, Mr. B.O. Eguzowa observed that page 2 of the minutes should reflect that Igbo People's Forum of Philadelphia hosted the meeting, and that the minutes should further reflect that Dr. Anthony Joffo, during his report, stated that the First Inland Bank has paid him the money the bank pledged to support WIC's 2008 convention. Engineer Mike Onwogu observed that the minutes should also reflect that he answered the roll call at the Harrisburg board meeting for Houston and not for Igbo People's Congress, Houston. Upon a motion duly made by Mazi B.O. Eguzowa of Igbo People's Forum of Philadelphia and seconded by Chief George Eze of Igbo Cultural Association of Southern California, the minutes was adopted as amended. Matters arising from the minutes. Attorney Moses Onyejekwe observed that if WIC follows the rule of law and order, that in absence of any further amendment, the minutes stands adopted. Apostle Akaloni observed that minutes should be less laborious, but rather should be reduced to actionable items in no more than 2 pages. Attorney Onyejekwe disagreed with Apostle Akaloni and opined that in addition to the synopsis of the deliberations, the history and nuances of the meeting is equally needed. Mazi Emma Nwankwo inquired on the status of WIC pencil and borehole projects, as well as the status of WIC endorsement of Honorable Imo Kocha and Eze Dr. Idi Ambrose Mbako and Chief Austin Egwonwo's report on Igbo USA matter. The chairman explained that while actions on the proposed WIC inscribed pencil project for elementary and secondary schools in the southeast states and borehole project in Oji River for the veterans may have been stalled by budgetary constraints facing the Congress. WIC has publicly announced her endorsement of Honorable Imokocha for Hanese's presidency and issued a press release to that effect. As Dr. Idi Mwako reported that he and Chief Egwon met about 4 times with Mazi Kenigwe, and that they actually thought they were making progress until Mr. Igwe aligned with Mr. Ito and conducted a parallel election and convention in Tampa, Florida. He explained that the last straw was when they read a publication by Mr. Igwe stating that Igbo USA endorsed Mr. Ito for WIC chairmanship. Dr. Udeozo called on WIC to recommend to Ohaneze to amend their constitution to remove zoning of officers. The second order of business. WIC chairman's report was introduced as the second order of business. The chairman stated that the experience WIC endured in Tampa, Florida during the 2008 WIC convention was a necessary trauma to reshape WIC for good. He appealed to members of WIC not to despair because of the distraction that WIC is presently experiencing. He assured the House that the executive is doing everything necessary to restore confidence within the rank and file of WIC, and appealed for support and solidarity of everyone. The third order of business, the admission of Igbo Union New Jersey and Igbo Union Houston was introduced as the next order of business. The Secretary General C.C. Chikezi introduced the delegation from Igbo Union New Jersey, while the chairman, George, you are disrupting the meeting, please. Thank you.
Why the chairman?
Upon a motion duly made by Dr. John Osiri of One Edinamba and seconded by Chief George Eze of Igbo Cultural Association of Southern California, Igbo Union New Jersey and Igbo Union Houston were admitted into World Igbo Congress by unanimous acclamation. The fourth order of business. The ratification of WIC legal advisor was introduced as the fourth order of business. Upon a motion duly made by Chief George Eze of Igbo Cultural Association of Southern California and seconded by Mr. B. Eguzo of Igbo People's Forum of Philadelphia, Attorney Moses Onyejekwe's appointment as WIC legal advisor was ratified by unanimous acclamation. The fifth order of business. The ratification of WIC Nigerian representative was introduced as the fifth order of business. Upon a motion duly made by SJG Basil Nwandeko of Igbo Welfare Association of Gabon and seconded by Sapayo Silog of Ndibo Canada, Chief Mishaken Nanta's appointment as WIC Nigerian representative was also approved by unanimous acclamation. The sixth order of business. The chairman introduced a donor list of sponsors of WIC and called on the Secretary General to brief the House on the dire financial challenges facing World Igbo Congress following the Tampa Convention. A total of $4,750 was collected at the meeting. The seventh order of business. The chairman introduced the entire World Igbo Congress activities of Dr. Anthony Ejiofor and requested the board's input on what course of action to follow. Mr. Mawanko of Ndibo Canada moved that Anthony Ejiofor be relieved of his services as WIC Executive Director and a new Executive Director be appointed. The legal advisor counseled that we follow the employment contract and relieve Ejiofor of his task. Mr. Michael Onuogo moved a motion to remove WIC board members that have engaged in activities that are inimical to the interest of World Igbo Congress, as provided in WIC Constitution and bylaws. The motion was seconded by Sapayo Silog of Ndibo Canada and was approved by unanimous acclamation. The eighth order of business, the ratification of the WIC committees and their chairpersons was introduced as the eighth order of business. The WIC chairman announced the following committees and their chairpersons. Community Affairs Committee, Chief Uche Mwogu, Chairman. Membership and Mobilization Committee, Mr. Chris Nsuedo, Chairman. Economic Development Committee, Sir Clement is the Chairman. Information and Publicity Committee, Mr. Bigo Eguzowa, Chairman. Finance Committee, Chief Godwin Okolwe and Dr. Isaac Ike, Co-Chairman. Igbo Civilization and Culture Committee, Chief Daika Chimalo, Chairman. Legal Defense and Bylaws Committee, Moses Onyejekwe Esquire, Chairman. Security Affairs Committee, Nzedan Onyaba, Chairman. Women Affairs Committee, Mrs. Dorothy Abambo Esquire, Chairwoman. Education and Youth Development Committee, Dr. Letitia Uduman, Chairwoman. Special Projects Committee, Sir Clement Eze and Mr. Jimmy Asuebu, Co-Chairman. Council of Elders, Chief Austin Egwu, Chairman, Dr. ADW Acholono, member, Chief Chris Waneri, member, Chief Emeka Nade, member, Chief Elliot Isibo, member, Sir Francis Akpambo, member, Dr. Ben Igwe, member, Dr. Paul Obunna, member, Dr. Patrick Nkwo Opera, member, Dr. William Chima, member. Chairman's Advisory Committee is Dr. Idi Ambrose Mbako, Dr. Julius Padowa, and Chief Dr. Stanley Onye. Upon a motion duly made by Mazi Mawankwo of Igbo, Canada, and seconded by Sir Francis Ibezim of Igbo People's Congress, Austin, all the committees and their chairpersons were approved by the House by unanimous acclamation. The ninth order of business, the quarterly financial report, was introduced as the next order of business. The Financial Secretary, Chief Francis Ibezim, and the Treasurer, Dr. Peter Nwogu, presented what they described as a tentative 2009 convention report. Total revenues for WIC 2009 convention, $51,954. Total expenses, $70,041. Loss, $18,097. Dr. Nwogu explained that this account does not include funds that were paid directly to Dr. Anthony Ejiofor by people who registered for the convention with him in advance, or funds he collected from those who advertised in the convention brochure. When Dr. Nwogu was asked whether there was a tracking system to collaborate what funds that Dr. Ejiofor may have in his possession, he said no. The 10th order of business. Other matters was introduced as the 10th order of business. Apostle George Akalonu presented WIC through the chairman a British flag as a symbol of his support and solidarity with World Igbo Congress during its difficulties, and promised to assist WIC organized in Europe. He appealed to the board and HOD members to resist the temptation of falling into the trap of derogatory internet exchanges. Idi Mbako observed that after 14 years, WIC should not be in a state of flux. He contended that WIC must reorganize around a central mission, a core value that will lead WIC in the future. He further said that we should charge WIC affiliates to transfer to us what they deem as a core value, and that we must have a central mission that drives us within a short order and not tall order. Sir Francis Akpambo, Dr. Ben Ibe, and Chief Dr. Stanley Onye pledged to serve in their respective committees. Sir Akpambo emphasized that transparency is the key to capturing and retaining the confidence of Igbo. Young Ms. Ada Ibe of Wanedinamba Young Adults thanked the board and HOD members and appealed for support for their program. Dr. Ben Igwe told the House a moving story of Ms. Ibe's father and how his death led to the formation of Wanedinamba. Honorable Imo Kocha thanked WIC for endorsing him for Ohaneze chairmanship and stressed that late Chief Dennis Osadebe, his fellow Deltan, was the founder of the legendary Igbo Union. Dr. Obokwasile observed that WIC needs to develop a serious objective of what it needs to do in Igbo. According to him, quote, if we are serious about contributing in Igbo land, we need to develop serious relationship that does not need money. He explained that WIC should explore a poverty alleviation program that Dr. Jeffrey Sachs of Columbia University developed. Sir Pius Ilogo explained that WIC board members and officers should not be made to pay registration fees during convention, especially if same officers and board members are working on registration and other chores that prevent them from enjoying the convention. Dr. Nwogu observed that we have found that if we open that box, it is very difficult to close it. Sir Francis Akpambo observed that WIC should take up the issue of security breaches in Igbo land with governors and Igwes of Igbo states. He suggested that WIC should issue a communique on the security in Igbo land and the indiscriminate wave of kidnappings in Igbo states. Mazi Mawankwo thanked WIC for surviving Tampa and appealed to WIC members to support Igbo Canada in building a Biafran War Memorial. Upon a motion duly made by Chief George Eze and seconded by Sir Pius Ilogo, the meeting adjourned at 7:30 p.m. with a closing prayer by Iyon Debi Mbako.
Wonderful. Thank you, Secretary General. This needs a little applause because I'm not one mother here naga underneath here we serve Igbo pro bono. It's in the lawyer shape. What do you use? Biko, I want to go to meeting I made last time. I don't know any amendments or comments or a desire to approve this minute. Let us have it now. Over to you, parliamentarian. Any comments?
Yeah. Peter, I will go first.
Yeah. If we go to page 5, it says the committee explained that the account does include, it should say not include the amount collected by the people. Include, add not to that particular sentence. It said the funds include, and it does not include that.
Okay, that's taking into advisement. Go ahead.
Yeah, nothing.
On page 1, actually the last quarter, why not call it fourth quarter, 2008, and please include the location, Fairfield Hotel by Marriott in Bellsville, Maryland. That's
What is it, Fairfield?
yeah. Then
Fairfield what? I'm sorry. Fairfield Hotel.
Marriott.
Fairfield
By
Marriott.
By
Okay.
Marriott, yeah.
And where is it?
Bellsville.
Belleville.
Bellsville.
Belleville, okay.
On page 4, the top of page 4, seventh other business. The reader of that paragraph is left wondering whether the ED was relieved of his position or not. Ihe may report here is just a discussion, not that he was removed. But I know that he was removed with immediate effect.
On the second paragraph.
The first paragraph there.
What
the,
page?
second
What
paragraph.
page is that?
Page 4.
I think that was expressed in the second paragraph.
The second paragraph is talking about a different thing. Yeah, he was removed.
Okay.
The motion was removed. And you go to page 5. The ninth order of business. The report also talks of 2009 convention and not 2008. I thought it was 2008 convention.
Which paragraph are you talking?
The ninth order of business on
Okay.
page 5. This report is
Oh,
about
okay. 2008.
2008, not 2009.
Thank you.
That's it.
Is that it? No more comments? Then, I think if I'm speaking for the Secretary General, the corrections have been taken, notes have been taken. In the absence of any other comments, would I move for adjournment? Oh, yes, sir.
The section on matters arising from the minutes.
What page?
Page 2. The chairman explained that while sections and actions on the, is that proposed or?
Proposed.
Okay.
He corrected it.
The reference made to Oji River and the pencil project. So while that happened, then we added the other section about announcement to endorse the Ohanese presidency. I didn't understand the connection between the two.
Okay, well, the connection actually is a run-on sentence, quite all right. The connection is that these were the three things that Mr. Nwankwo tabled. They are independent things. So, and the chairman addressed all of them in that syllogism. Yeah. The sentence could have been worded professorially.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
I
yes.
have an observation.
Yes.
The comment I made about kidnapping in Igbo land
Okay.
was not reflected in the.
Okay, I must have omitted it. Okay. What was that comment again? I'm sorry.
Oh Lord, I think I said something about us doing something about the kidnapping. I don't know my exact statement.
I'm sure it's in my notes.
Yeah, there
Thank
was
you.
something.
I thought there was something like
There's
that.
something about kidnapping.
But my comment was not reflected.
Okay.
Okay.
I will capture it.
And we're going to move for adjournment because we're another comment. I mean, adoption of the
I
minute.
move for adoption of the minute.
And ready support?
Corrected.
I second.
I third. Okay.
Mana ndị Igbo nwe ebe a na-eti onye na-enye nsogbu. Mgbe gboo nwe ebe a na-eti onye na-enye nsogbu.
The minute I may amend, I may agree, may motion I may adopt. So I'm going to only info na say here. I got my prayer like on by a voice vote, and with corrections being made, those who said that this minute should now be adopted, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? So the ayes have it. So our minute is now, the minute of the last meeting is adopted. Because I got it because some of the things that may arise from the minute may come in from some of the things I may further. The next item I will my opening remarks, which Secretary General, let me give you a signed copy. I need something. I don't have a more copy yet. It is a team. So at least we may make more copies later on. We need to.
Yeah. I wasn't like a secret. Canada. New Jersey is one.
There's no New Jersey appeal.
Mine is a New Jersey again.
Hello.
And then I turn it to book. Have you ever been able? They will find it.
I think I know without a microphone now.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Okay. Get in there. Because na aga m ayọ unu mme my comments nke a passịrị out mmecha ya then aga m eme detailed comment in a different format and then I will follow a few things in a different format because meeting I ga-eme taa ana m ayọ onye ọbụla I got very very serious na certain things and some of those things I were ihe a ga-aba emecha taa I say ka echere until now that June. Ụfọdụ n'ime ha ga-abụ ihe anyị ga-ebido immediately from this room maybe today maka na World Igbo Congress as we know it now I got a lot of new enthusiasm and new motivation to do things. Maka ndị Igbo kwụka mkpe ma ọ bụrụ ndị na-asụ Igbo. Amara m copy ihe anyị mere, o nwere ike ọ gaghị ezu onye ọbụla, but please go with me as I make this presentation. This is my message to the World Igbo Congress Board of Directors and the House of Delegates and the World Igbo Congress family on this occasion of our board meeting today on March 28, 2009, in Newark, New Jersey, a very, very important city now in the lexicon of World Igbo Congress. Members of the World Igbo Congress Executive, honorable members of the World Igbo Congress Board of Directors, members of the World Igbo Congress House of Delegates, distinguished members of the World Igbo Congress Council of Elders, fellow Igbo in diaspora, brothers and sisters, greetings to everybody. On behalf of Igbo in the diaspora, I welcome all of you to Newark, New Jersey. First of all, I'm going to do things that are a little bit unusual. And there are reasons. Before I continue, actually, I call on the executive members of Igbo Union, New Jersey. I'm going to introduce. I won't introduction, but to be recognized, the executive leaders of Igbo Union, New Jersey. New Jersey.
The executive.
I said the executive, but I want to handle the executive. The Igbo Union, New Jersey. The Igbo Union, New Jersey. It is sure. The Igbo Union.
My address.
Because Igbo, on behalf of World Igbo Congress, by the example of Igbo Union in New Jersey, it has become very obvious to all of us that there is hope from the Igbo. We're reasoning to this thing. For example, for all the quarters I made a board meeting in 2008, it was the experience of World Igbo Congress to get mired time after time in the unending, what I describe as the unending and intractable controversies that trailed the defunct Igbo USA. Now, brothers and sisters, the difference is as night and day. Igbo is about options, and we have chosen the option to move forward. And for this forward-thinking stance, I doff my hat for our leaders in New Jersey. Indeed, we are very, very grateful for your service. You can sit back. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am also going to use this opportunity to thank the executive of World Igbo Congress. These are a group of people who rightly could have been discouraged by the events that confronted us in Tampa in 2008. Instead, in the Igbo spirit, these executives, they dug deep and delivered from the Igbo. That we have World Igbo Congress today is to the credit of these dedicated gentlemen. That we have a website outlet today is to the credit of these guys. So please, help me express your gratitude to the current executive of World Igbo Congress. These guys are great. Please, I got my heart for you guys also. I also doff my heart for the World Igbo Congress Board of Directors and the House of Delegates who have stood firm to make sure that no matter the type of challenges in the Igbo they buffeted by, we keep on picking. Because actually, this opportunity, a special recognition and thank you for a team of Igbo. Atlanta, Georgia, this board meeting I made today. Because our brothers from Atlanta actually going to cook, there's a reason why I do this.